Hey, I'm Jungle Jim, and in this short presentation, I'm going to introduce you to one of the fundamental laws of the jungle. This law helps you to not only survive, but positively thrive in the jungle environment. And you don't want to just survive. Survival means you're barely alive. That's for the people who don't know what they're doing. We're going to not only survive, we're going to thrive. And this is one of the ways you're going to do it. And no one else is teaching this, so listen up. Now, think of where you are at the moment, the city you live in, the society you live in. There are a set of rules. All societies have them. And there's kind of standards of behaviour. They're what you're expected to do to stay a member of that society and be a part of it. If you breach those rules, what happens? Well, usually there's a consequence. And that might be in society that you get a fine or a speeding ticket, or if you've really screwed up, maybe you go to prison for a while. Well, in the jungle, there are a set of laws as well. Unfortunately, they're not written down, and there are no signposts there, no 30-mile-an-hour signs and no do not enter signs. You have to know what the laws are, but they're not written down for you, so it makes it kind of hard. And learning through experience is tough. So what am I talking about here? I'm going to teach you one of the fundamentals. I'm going to teach you how to walk in the jungle. Now, you were looking at me and saying, hey, Jungle Jim, come on. I know how to walk. I've been walking for years. I was walking this morning. In fact, I walked right here. I know, we all know how to walk, but you don't know how to walk in the jungle. And not knowing that will get you hurt and potentially killed. So let's take a look at what I'm talking about here. Think of being taken out of your little comfort zone there, that city you live in, and put into a completely different civilization. A country where you don't know anyone, you don't know the customs, you don't know the language, you have no contacts, you have no friends. It's going to be an alien environment, and it's going to be hard to figure out what you have to do to conform. So what would be a good way to start? Well, maybe you start watching the other people around, the other people who live there. They're the people who know how to behave in that society. So that's very similar to what we're going to do in the jungle. Imagine I'll take you to somewhere like Transylvania, and it's back in the days of Dracula. And you're out on the streets and the sun goes down and night falls, and you realise that everyone is getting off the streets. Everyone's going home. Everyone's going into a building. And you're the only one left on the street. What are you going to do? You want to do what the other people are doing. They're smarter than you in that environment. You go into a building. You don't know what the problem is, but you don't want to meet Dracula. So you follow the crowd. You go into the building and you're safe. Well, in the jungle, we're going to do the same sort of thing. We look at how the inhabitants of the jungle live and work, and how they survive, and then we mimic what they do. That gets us into a rhythm with the jungle. Now, imagine yourself just for a minute in your mind's eye in the jungle. What do you see? Look around you, close your eyes and look around. What do you see? You see a whole load of trees, obviously. The jungle's full of trees, right? Look down. What do you see at your feet? There's usually that reddish clay, muddy if it's been raining, and a blanket of decaying leaves, brown leaves on top of it. Look up, and what have you got? You've got the canopy, that big thick canopy that blocks out most of the sun, so you're kind of in the darkness where you are as well. It's kind of gloomy there. What don't you see? That's the important thing. What's missing? It's the animals. Is that because there are no animals in the jungle? No, we all know the animals are there. The jungles are teeming with animals. But we can't see them. Why is that? And you're going to say, well, Jungle Jim, I think some of them are very small. That's true. And some of them are camouflaged. That's true as well. But I could wear the best camouflage in the world. And if I run in front of you and do this, you're going to see me. The camouflage won't work, will it? So what is it they're doing that makes them invisible to us? And bear in mind, at any time in the jungle, you can have several hundred or several thousand pairs of eyes on you. You just can't see them. So what makes them invisible? It's the fact that they're not moving, or they're not moving very much. They're not moving very fast. Everything in the jungle, and there are two exceptions to this, and I'll get to those two exceptions. Everything in the jungle moves slowly, at a measured pace, and with purpose. Slowly, at a measured pace, and with purpose. And that's how we're going to make our way through the jungle as well. That's how we're going to walk. No high-speed stuff. We're not running a race here. We're going to take it nice and slow, just like the other inhabitants of the jungle do. And let me tell you why. Two reasons. We've got to navigate and negotiate. And navigation and negotiation of the jungle are two of the hardest things. Negotiation, I don't mean striking a bargain. I mean getting over the terrain. Navigation, you know what that is. It's knowing where your destination is. Staying focused, heading towards it, being on track, knowing where you are at all times. If you're going fast, it's easy to make little mistakes with that compass. And you only have to make a little mistake, a couple of degrees here, a couple of degrees there, and suddenly, at the end of the day, you're way off track. Finding your way back is tough in the jungle. Everything looks the same. Negotiation, you've got the uneven terrain. Quite often you're on a slope, an uneven bit of terrain. You can slip and fall, slide down the hill. There are fallen trees, there are holes in the ground, there are roots from trees that come up above the ground that you have to get over. You put your foot on one of them and twist your ankle or break your ankle, you're in a world of pain and a world of trouble if you're in the jungle. Okay, so what we do is look at how the other jungle inhabitants get around and think about it. What's the two times that you see anything in the jungle move fast? There are two occasions. One is when an animal is going to kill another animal. You see a snake or a crocodile or a lion or a tiger or a jaguar. They sneak up into position, they wait, and then bang, it's all over in a second. The second time that an animal might move fast in the jungle is when it's trying to escape from being dinner for someone else. And that's kind of the same as the military as well. You move into position slowly, and by the time they don't even know you're there and you're moving, it's too late for them. Or if you're trying to get away from them, you've got a large company bearing down on you, you're in a group of 2 or 4 guys, you don't want to get into that firefight because you're not going to win. You need to break contact, so you move fast. You don't move without a plan, you still have purpose. You're not running around like a headless chicken, but you're moving fast. They're the only 2 times. The rest of the time, slow and steady gets the race won and the job done. Slow and steady. Move with purpose, move at a measured rate, and you're going to get there. I'm Jungle Jim. Thank you for listening. This is lesson number 1.